I sat in the chair and watched as the cold, unforgiving scissor blades cut through my long, beautiful hair. It's quite funny because I'm the last person one would expect to do the big chop. See, I've always been known to desire long, shiny locks because I thought a gorgeous mane, along with perfectly clear skin and an enviable figure, were the keys to happiness. However, I've had a paradigm shift, one that has changed my values to be more spiritually and mentally based rather than what I physically see every day in the bathroom mirror. I'm describing something called self-love. So some people say the whole loving yourself thing is corny and cliche, while the other party argues it's just another aspect narcissists use to justify their unhealthy obsession with themselves. I mean, at the end of the day, self-love is a coin in which society is always going to argue about which side makes more sense. The experience really varies with each individual. I personally haven't been happier ever since I put this concept into motion. I don't feel bad about putting my well-being over everyone else's, nor do I consider it selfish. Speaking of selfish, the one thing to definitely keep in mind if you choose to trek on this inner journey is to not let words like selfish or conceited to have any impact on you whatsoever. These words will ultimately have a negative effect on one's growth process. I like to think of them as the yellow lights on the road to self-love. So in a city, you have the traffic lights in between large intersections. These are here to control traffic flow and reduce the amount of accidents that can occur when many cars are turning simultaneously. They have 3 colors, red, yellow, and green. I want to focus on the yellow. Yellow signals drivers to yield or slow down. So regarding self-love, when other people use words such as selfish or conceited to describe another person's decision to value themselves over everyone else, it can coincidentally slow them down. Some self-lovers even stop because they let these insecure people's comments halt their growth. The key is to actually speed through these lights and ignore these opinionated remarks as if the light is permanently green. I've also discovered that adopting a tunnel vision or not veering off the path of success mindset is really necessary for this journey of self-appreciation. Now, I have to add, it is kind of easy to get distracted on the drive to the finish or point of true happiness. There were some times that I wanted to pull out the car and just walk off, or reverse back to the people I left behind. I mean, it is the easier option, reconnecting with exes, squashing beef with past friends. I know who they are and how they work, and I wouldn't have to exit my comfort zone and go through the stages of meeting new people. This is why speeding through those yellow lights in self-love is so important. Loving somebody is one thing, but choosing to love somebody who only continues to hurt and shows 0 signs of changing in the future is another. It's super tiring. This is where self-love comes in. When you choose the option of loving yourself, there's no way other people can come in and harm your spirit. Why? You're too busy driving too fast in your lane to pull over for any inconveniences. You can finally get to where you want to go in life now that no one's words can impact your speed nor your growth. Happiness really does come from within, and the process of finding it is definitely worthwhile. So a while back, I used to rely heavily on other people's thoughts and opinions. Most of my web searches had words like perfect and gorgeous, with a combination of phrases like how to be and what to wear. On top of that, I spent loads of lifetimes wondering what my former love interest guy thought of me. Like, oh my gosh, do I know enough about basketball? Am I being annoying? Am I using enough slang? Are my eyebrows blended? It was super annoying. Also, I remember ignoring people's apparent flaws because I didn't want to be lonely. Guy was poor at keeping his word and his communication skills were a no-go. But I held on to him because this was the first guy I felt something real with, despite how damaged my heart was becoming. Eventually, I took some scissors and I cut him off because I realized sacrificing respect for attention is a major mistake. I needed a way to forgive myself after all the trauma I purposely put myself through, and self-love sounded like the best candidate at the time. Well, Today, I can say I'm in a much better place and happier spirits. Now, I'm not telling anybody to speed past all the red lights in real-world traffic to their nearest hair salon and cut their hair off, but I hope I gave you a little motivation to at least cut your split ends for growth. Thank you.